It's the time to get down.
You know, it was so funny because I can't see the feed.
For decades.
Can you see the feed, Mario?
Remember, I'm sending desktop
Gotcha.
every time.
Gotcha.
Situation.
There are more than 400,000 illegal immigrants in Arizona, one of the main entry points for people crossing into the U.S. from Mexico. Under the law, local policemen can act as immigration agents. They can detain anyone who
put
they
it on one of the
suspect is
cameras,
an illegal alien,
I'll leave it on
arrest or fine the person if they fail to provide a U.S. identification document, or arrest anyone who hires or transports an undocumented worker. Human rights activists outraged by the new law say many groups are already planning legal action.
It is a dagger in the heart of Arizona's economy. It will profile anybody who looks or sounds like an immigrant in the state of Arizona.
Hours before the bill was approved, President Barack Obama expressed concern over the civil rights implications of the new law. A rare instance of a president weighing in on state legislation.
Indeed, our failure to act responsibly at the federal level will only open the door to irresponsibility by others. And that includes, for example, the recent efforts in Arizona, which threaten to undermine basic notions of fairness that we cherish as Americans.
But Obama also conceded that the federal government's failure to institute nationwide immigration standards is partly to blame for the situation in Arizona, where a recent poll found 70% of people approve of the new law.
I've had over 500,000 people get caught on this ranch in the last 18 years. That's a lot of people, and I'm tired of it.
It's a model that civil rights advocates fear could be replicated in other states if Washington fails to act.
A leading Democrat in the U.S. Senate says he will bring immigration legislation to the floor in the coming months. But it's a risky political proposal for Democrats who risk energizing conservative voters ahead of the congressional elections in November.
The law in Arizona isn't expected to go into effect until the middle of the year. The debate it has sparked will continue. Monica Villamizar, Al Jazeera, Washington.
We want to thank Al Jazeera for making these types of broadcasts available to us independents here. Unlike many of the other majors here in the United States, certainly CBS, Associated Press, NBC, ABC, none of them want us to use this. In fact, they don't even cover these stories. So thank you, Al Jazeera.
That's cool.
And I'm sure that I've been on the FBI list since before college.
Wait, check this out.
So they've been following my ass a long time.
Someone in the chat room was like, you know, Mario, did you know anytime you access Al Jazeera, you're flagged at Langley?
We've been flagged.
Because the CIA is convinced it's run by terrorists. That's what it said.
Yeah. It's done. We're burnt.
No.
And then wait, Country said he can say he's recruiting for the Volcano flight.
Hey, $52. You know what? And all of us conspiracy folks feel like we've been being watched forever anyway, so it wouldn't be news to us. We assume they've been watching us. So
yeah.
Why would it be any different? So you know, it's a controversy, you all. But we have been getting a lot of news from people who don't want to be, at least, don't want to be associated with racists. Well, racism. They're saying there's really about immigration to them. How do you guys feel? What do they have to say, Danny? First of all, in the chat room, our wonderful ambassadors of chat, our smut ambassadors. What are they saying?
Well, Leslie in the chat room, this is a story close to her heart because she is Hispanic. She's a Puerto Rican American.
Boricua power.
And you know, she's saying that they're breaking civil rights laws. That's what they're doing. They're profiling and breaking.
It is racial profiling.
It is.
It's an unenforceable law without racial profiling. That's what people are saying. How are you going to enforce this without racial profiling? You have to look at people and say you look Mexican.
Yep.
That's the only way you can do it.
Yep.
So show me your badge.
Yeah.
Show me your papers. They might stop Danny. Shit, Nikki, you better not travel down there. We can't tell what kind of. Sometimes a local coon look like them too. That'll really confuse me if they speak that Spaniel. Okay. All right. So
well, it's nice to see that the other communities of real Americans that are showing up and that are against this violation, pure violation of civil rights, here in the United States, the black community, the other Hispanic communities, and I mean other Hispanics. We've got Cubans, Dominican Republicans. We have Puerto Ricans, we have Cape Verdeans. You know, we have other people from other other heritages and cultures that are Americans, and in the church, the church, and the synagogue. That's great. I think that's wonderful.
Well, just because you have to be careful when you speak out against groups. I remind people of how many of you were so ready to nuke Iran until the recent Iranian protests showed you all those people in the streets struggling for freedom, and I had to remind you, are those the people you wanted to nuke? Be careful of governments versus the people who live in countries. You got to be very careful, because when you come to find, I've been telling people for years who are anti-Israel, I said, there's a whole peace movement in Israel, just like there was, but you don't get to hear about it here.
That's
because
right.
You don't get. So I said, be very careful when you develop feelings against whole groups of people, like all Israelis, or all people from any country, because you have so often to separate out the governments from those people. It's a learning process. I tell you, Iranian thing really humbled people, because so many people say, damn, I didn't want to nuke them. Look at these people. They just want freedom just like us. Wow. And you were so really ready to go to war, because that's what they sell.
Well, my whole thing is that you believe in this Constitution, you defend it, you speak out, for it, but yet you still don't embrace its true meaning. All people are created equal, and the fact that then let's get rid of the Statue of Liberty. Bring us your huddled masses, right? Right. And then yet you want to change civil rights laws and have Nazi Confederacy Month and be stoned back into an era where people were in bondage and what have you. I don't fully understand the mentality of people that are horrible to our citizens and to other people from other lands. I can't do that, so.
Well, it's such a fitting moment to take a little break. And then we'll come back for New Sports. Here's a song by the Hemsley Foster Project that was written when I watched L.A. burn during the Rodney King riots. The song's entitled Funny, and it reflects about how we feel about people and race. See how you like this. Hemsley Foster Project.